What is happening in the Burlington real estate market and what should you do about it if you're a buyer or seller? Should you buy now with the most recent interest rate decrease, or should you wait to buy in the springtime? And then same for the sellers. What exactly should you do? Well, in this video, we're going to be diving into Burlington's key performance indicators for the month of August, thanks to the Cornerstone Association of Realtors, formerly known as the Hamilton Burlington Board Association. Now, in this video, we're going to be going through all the key performance indicators, but make sure you stick around to the end as I'm going to be sharing the top 3 key takeaways you need to have from this information if you're a buyer as well as if you're a seller. But if you're new here and want to learn everything about what it's like living in Hamilton and the surrounding cities and towns like Burlington, Ontario, make sure to hit the subscribe button. My name is Matthew, the founding realtor of the Living in Hamilton team and channel, and for the past few years, we've been helping people just like yourselves relocate here. So if you're thinking about making the move, whether it's before the end of the year or next spring, send me and my team a message today, and we'd be happy to break down everything you need to know from not only the real estate market, but from the neighborhoods that are right for you and your family. So now that we got that out of the way, let's jump on in and take a look at exactly what you can expect for Burlington's monthly stats of August 2024. So if we scroll on down here, and we look at the number of sales, as we can see, kind of continuing the trend the last couple of months with Hamilton. You'll also see it in Burlington. It is down 18% at 152 sales. Now, in terms of the number of listings, this has kind of actually taken a bit of a decrease, and we're not seeing as many compared to last year, which is kind of good, but it's still more than the number of sales. Right now, we get 303, so about double the amount of new listings compared to the sales that are happening. And as a result, the inventory has continued to increase, as well as the month of supply is now sitting at 3.7 months of supply in Burlington. And as we can see, that has also led to a higher average days on the market, just under 30 days total, which is up 24% compared to that of last year. Now, if we see where the benchmark prices compare, we can see detached homes have actually basically remained unchanged overall year over year. We did see some price growth earlier in the year. However, the slight decreases in the recent months when it's been a bit slower have kind of neutralized that out. Benchmark prices for semi-detached are just under $1 million. The townhomes have seen a slight decrease, with the average price being at $800,000. And then we have apartments that have seen the biggest decrease, down 8%, with the average sale being $580,000. Now, if we dive on in here to the number of actual sales that are happening, one of the things you're going to notice is that row homes are actually down the most this year compared to this time last year. Detached homes are down somewhat, but not nearly the same amount compared to semi-detached or apartments for that matter. If we go to the actual number of listings on here, what you're going to see, detached still have the most at 259, but at the same time, we're getting 75 sales, where apartments, on the other hand, only had 38 sales, so half the amount of detached homes. However, 184 actual numbers of inventory. And as a result, that really gets translated into the months of supply. As right now, apartments sit at 4.84 months of supply compared to that of detached homes at 3.4. And then you have row homes and townhomes being about 3 and then 4 months of supply. Now, if we jump in here and see how the month sales of August compared to the last 10 August, here we are here. So clearly underperformed once again. And as you've seen, the number of August months has really been a decrease. So historically, August has been one of the slower months to purchase real estate because people are finishing up their summer vacations. So for this to be the lowest of the low was very little sales activity in Burlington for this month here. Now, the majority of sales that are happening, while they are down across the board, the majority are still happening above that $1.5 million mark, or between that $1 million to $1.5 million mark is where we're seeing the most. Then in terms of the regional trends, so if you don't understand what the regions are, here is a map showing the different regions and what they are doing. As you can see, like the month over month increase is 10%, 10%, but this really doesn't tell the full story. Instead, I would actually want to look at the benchmark detached home sale prices. This is a lot better indicator where it swings a lot less depending on if it's a small detached home that's obviously going to sell for less than a big detached home. That doesn't mean necessarily the big detached home has lost value. It just means that there's two different homes selling at two different price points, and right now the average is decreased. That's why the average and median on these small samples is not necessarily the best, and why we tend to look at the benchmark prices. So here's our year over year and our month over month sales activity. As you can see, actually funny enough, Burlington 31 and 32 year over year is up, while their month over month is slightly down. Like we talked about, has seen some growth, but recent decreases over the past couple of months have really null and voided any growth we saw earlier this year. Other than that, we've really maintained a zero, like 0.1, 0%, 0.6 in Burlington 8. We have Burlington 36. I think that's Alton Village, if I remember correctly. That has seen a decent decrease, yeah. And that would make sense, you know what I mean? Right now, we're seeing a lot of homes pop on the market, especially those newer builds where maybe either they bought it before they had to qualify for a mortgage rate and now they're being done constructed, or they've lived in it for a bit and are ready now to move on, either because they just can't afford the mortgage, or also just tends to be, in general, the newer real estate tends to have a bit more turnover compared to a more mature neighborhood where people are a bit more planted into it. So there you go. Now you can see kind of the general statistics for Burlington's real estate market. So what are the three biggest key takeaways if you're a buyer looking to buy in Burlington, or if you're a seller in Burlington? So first of all, I'd say send me and my team a message today, as everyone's case is different, and we'd be happy to discuss with you. But let's first discuss about buyers. And the very first thing is understand that you have negotiating power in both getting the conditions that you want in the contract, but then two, understanding there is a bit of price elasticity that you can play with. However, don't be too greedy, because at the end of the day, as you can see, a lot of homes are really selling like 98% of the list price, 99% of the list price. Best way to understand that is really understanding what the market value is. It's the list price is just a marketing tactic, and we could discuss more about why I think that is on our call. But nonetheless, understand that you right now as the buyer have a lot of leverage with homes that are sitting for more than 30 days on the market. And then kind of adding into that, if you are looking to buy right now, definitely look for those areas that are seeing extra amount of inventory and decreased amount of sales, like Alton Village, could lead to a great opportunity to swoop in, buy it under the market value, and gain some extra equity. And then finally is understand your needs and wants, as at the end of the day, you want to be buying this home so that you're not going to be necessarily buying it and selling it within a year, but buying it and selling it within at least a couple of years, if not 5-10 years. So as a result, make sure that you understand your needs and wants, and that it fits what you're looking to have your lifestyle be during that time period you're going to be living there. And then as for the three key takeaways you need to have if you're a seller looking to sell in Burlington, number one is be patient. Understanding stuff is sitting a lot more on the market, so understand and budget that in within your timeline. But then two as well is be strategic with the pricing of your home. If you're not getting that many showings, and this could be an indicator that you're overpriced and you need to decrease it. So the best way to understand that is look at what exactly is selling in the area that is comparable to the home you want to sell. How long is it sitting on the market? Budget those amount of days and make sure you're pricing it appropriately to the most recent comps. Then the final thing that you need to consider if you are a seller is timing is going to really matter as we round out to this year. As if you are going to sell now, make sure you get on the market, capitalize on the fall real estate market before it goes dead in the winter time. Otherwise, you're really going to be on the hook with a lot of days on the market in the winter, or two, having to wait until the springtime. And if you are selling in this market here, make sure that your realtor, and if you want to work with us, send me and my team a message today, is doing other things to market your home. As right now, less buyers are looking on realtor.ca, so you need to make sure your home is getting exposure in other aspects. So now that you have my three key takeaways, if you're a buyer and seller in Burlington, if you want my help, send me and my team a message. Otherwise, the next video I'd recommend you go take a look at is my video comparing the different pros and cons of living in Burlington. So you can find that video right here. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day.